What's up, folks? We are back. It's another edition of Parliament BRICKRUPTION. That's Corey. I'm Mel. What's good, bro?
Ah, man, fall is in the air. It's like summer new, August 31st. Time to switch into that cold breeze. I woke up, had the frost on the window. I'm like, can I get another week of summer, please? Thursday said, nah, we rolling. We're going right into winter. Let's not waste no time. Let's not mess around. Let's get to it.
You gotta watch that fall breeze because it's quickly turned into winter breeze. So you gotta make sure you double up on the boxes.
If you say so, man.
All right, with that, convention exclusive. Is it good to stay with one contract with one convention, or do you spread it out a bit?
Oh man, so I truly believe that exposure is very important, and I think as Lego masters, we were exposed to an entire world. We were exposed to everywhere. So I feel as though yes, you can contract yourself to a convention to say I'm committed to doing 5 shows with this convention. At the same time, I think you should let the auctioneer know, like, hey, even though I'm exclusive to you, I still want to have that freedom to go to different conventions. Maybe not do the same thing. Like, for example, I have an exclusive contract. Well, I did. We haven't signed anything yet for the next year, but with Brick Fan Expo, I really enjoy doing those shows. I get to do my STEM workshops. I do it alongside tacos. We get to do what we love to do as educators, and we bring something new to this particular convention.
Okay.
Outside of that, if I go to a different convention, I'm not doing the same thing that I'm doing at Brick Fan Expo. I'm there in a different capacity. So if I'm there as like Lego Master Core, I'm signing autographs, taking pictures, all that good stuff. But I'm not in that STEM element because I've left that exclusively for this convention. And I feel as though if you're able to do something like that, why not? Why not go to different conventions and spread yourself out?
I dig it, and it's I agree with you on that part. Like, you kind of putting most of your eggs in different baskets, but you can also wear yourself out at the same time and find yourself, going to a convention every weekend. So it's been, as an experience, it's been busy for me. I like that busyness. I do. Don't get me wrong. But how do you feel if that Lego convention that you signed a contract to be exclusive with decide to step outside and pull in another Lego master?
At the end of the day, it's a business, right? These conventioneers, they're there to make money. They want to draw people in. Let's be real. I'm from season 1. I'm old, right? So if I'm with a particular convention, I have to find ways to change up what I do to make myself relevant. Because if I keep doing the same thing, signing autographs and stuff like that, telling the same stories, it gets dry after a while. Then they start, hey, you know what? That person from season 4 looks a little fresh. They on TV just recently. I might want to bring that person in. Or this person from season 5 looks a little fresh. I might want to rope that person in. Corey, we love what you do, but take a seat. You've done enough. Let's bring this new breed in. And you can't really get mad at that. Because at the end of the day, that's how they stay relevant as a convention. You get new faces, you get new blood. I get it.
Yeah. I think there's enough conventions to go around where you can do multiple faces at one convention, or just pop in and out of different conventions. I get that. And when green talks, Corey, nobody's loyal to nobody. That green talks and the rest of it walks. And so, I kind of get it. Eventually, my friend, me and you will be has-beens. Not that we already are, but you more opportunities that we're getting.
Let me ask you a question on that before we move on. The fact that you do have a new season now, season 4. Season 4 has been given the green light to do these conventions. Remember, when we jumped out on the scene, it was kind of a murky area. Like, do we do these conventions? Can we get paid to do these conventions?
Mm-hmm.
When Lego Masters hit us with the contract, yeah, you guys can't do stuff. And because it's so up in the air, season 2,
Mm-hmm.
they told right away, you can't go out there, you can't make any money at these conventions, you can't do these meet and greets. You're not doing that. Season 3, same thing. Season 4, they kind of pulled that back a little bit and said, hey, you guys can go out there and you guys can go to these conventions, you can do these meet and greets, you can do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get paid until your year is out, but you can do that. As a season 1 veteran, do you find that fair for you?
No, I think that's highway robbery, friend. I think that the moment that you come up off that set at Lego Masters and they no longer giving you that studio check is the moment that you should start getting residuals from everything else, and going to those conventions are just that, right? I think that it is highway robbery, and I think somebody's getting over, and even maybe it's the conventions, or maybe it's just being like Lego Masters themselves are being a stickler about the whole thing, because that's no dollars out of your pocket if I'm on tour. And because you got to think about it, if they invite you, it's the airfare that you're going, your hotel that you're paying for, friend, and now you're not allowed to make a dollar off of that, so that's a total wash. And so, like, if I was a convention, that's who I would go for, because here's the thing: they're newbies and they'll do it because they want to be out there signing and feeling important. And at the end of the day, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Mm-mm. Oh man. Okay. Well, let's move on to something a little bit more up to speed. So, chasing the sport. All right. Now, why is Lego and other toy brands chasing sports deals? Now, there's been a few articles that came up related to this,
Mm-hmm.
where let me just see if let me just pull it up real quick. But where are you? Hold on. I promise I'm always prepared, but sometimes sometimes it doesn't go that way. Oh, here we are. So, um, yeah. So basically, these different toy brands like Barbie,
Mm-hmm.
Lego, they're looking for these sports deals.
Yep.
With the Lego and Nike not merger, but the Lego and Nike collaboration that's just been announced for 2025, are more of these toy brands saying, "Hey, we want to get in on the action with Lego."
Mm-hmm.
What is it about Lego? What is it about these other toy brands that's saying, "Hey, we want to bring more sports into our brand"? What is it? I don't get it.
I think it's the stardom, man. It's the stars. Like, you figure you can, if you can mix it up with somebody like LeBron James, it's automatic money, right? There's something called automatic money, right? And if you make a Lego set, I don't know, with something got to do with the NBA and LeBron James, that's like quadruple the earnings that you can get, because it's just of a name, right? So imagine if you had, I don't know, Nike just struck the deal with Lego, right? And so Nike has so many other avenues. There's Jordan, there's all of the NBA players, and then you go beyond the NBA players. You got the WNBA players. You go beyond that. You got the soccer players that are, signed with Nike. You got the track and field athletes that are signed with Nike. You got all those people. So now I can get one of those, those athletes to, start on a commercial or whatever, and actually sell a Lego line, right? Hey, it's Dwayne Wade. Here you go, pull him right on in it. Even though Dwayne Wade was with Adidas, right? He was with Adidas, right? I think he was. I think he was. I might be wrong. But you have that star power is the word. Star power.
And you
And
know what is yeah, the star power is important, but again, if Lego is for kids,
mhm,
and some of the kids who play with Lego doesn't really follow sports like that.
mhm,
Or maybe they do. Lego had a basketball set some years back. Does that mean we're gonna get a revamp to that set? Does that mean we're gonna get some more apparel? And why is Barbie getting into the deal? Why is Hasbro getting into the deal with these sports people? I mean, I get what you're saying. The star power is important, but I mean, is it more important than having a Taylor Swift opening the Lego set? I beg to differ.
I think it's got a lot to do with being healthy too. So like you have the 360 play movement, right, that the NFL has, right? And then you also had the play movement that Lego has, right? So now if you pull in this sport and this play thing and you pull them together, you are, signaling out like the kids because you want them to be active at the same time. So like remember that time I said, at a certain point Lego becomes interactive, right? Like, and you was like, nah, like I don't see it. I think this is part of that interactive part where, like, okay, you done built a set. Now, show me something that you could do. Can you run a lap, or shoot 12 baskets, and build a set within 30 minutes, So it's certain things like you can even have like what's called the Brick Olympics, right? Where you're building upon of the sport. So, and I'm just spitballing here, but it's so many possibilities where you're trying to take an interactive sport and merge it with the everyday building of a brick.
It's true. And just because we like to go back and make sure we're correcting ourselves. Dwayne Wade, I had to look this up. Dwayne Wade has a 10-year endorsement deal with a Chinese company called Li Ning, and that was from 2012, where he had a signature shoe with them. And then, but before that, he was signed to Converse.
Converse.
Yeah, legacy, and he wanted to move away from the Jordan brand so he could build his own legacy. I don't know if that's a good idea for Dwayne Wade. I think he should have stayed where the winning team is, but
Yeah, you definitely should have stayed with the Jordan brand. You can't go wrong with that.
I had to look it up. Love you, Dwayne. Love you, Dwayne.
Catch of the day.
Mm.
27 years after the great Lego spill, toy pieces are still washing up on beaches. Nearly 5 million Lego pieces were lost at sea when the cargo nearly capsized off the coast of England in 1997. 27 years?
It's a long time. I was a fresh kid in seventh grade around that time. I was fresh.
I was a junior in high school.
Mm. I ain't know nothing about that. But you know what, man? Our oceans are filled with trash. And I'm not called Lego trash, but that's a lot of Lego pieces. 5 million Lego pieces. That's a lot of pieces. That's a season 4, season 3. That's how much pieces they had in the studio. So
that's a whole Lego Master Studio under the water.
Listen, if that's what we want to go for season 5, season 5, go out there, get as much Lego as you can,
Grab your oxygen tank because it's gonna be a while.
It's gonna be a while.
But yeah, man, you know what? I think that this right here is probably a lesson that Lego learned, and that's exactly why they're switching gears to go into fossil fuels, right? They're trying to change the ingredient so that it's biodegradable, because now you got this plastic at the bottom of the ocean that is just floating around, and it's going to be that way for centuries, friend. Like, it's going to be a while for all that, unless they actually go down there and physically remove every piece. But by now, it's all over the ocean. By now, 1997, it's all over. It's everywhere.
That's a long time. And they say that it's still washing up. It's still washing up until this day. So, and this was around 97. This is when Lego was on shaky ground. This is when Lego was getting ready to get up out of here. It has flown under the radar because the environmentalists that are also Lego enthusiasts, they're not talking about this. That's not something that they're bringing up at Lego conventions. Hey, we need to go into the ocean and fish out these. Nobody worried about that stuff. So I don't want to say it's a nothing story, because it is important, and it is affecting our world, but in a world where there is a literal continent of trash in the Pacific Ocean, that's still there that no one's talking about. Flint, Michigan, still got dirty water. Ain't nobody doing nothing about it. Ain't nobody care about no Lego pieces in the ocean, bro.
Well said. Well said. Well said. The environmentalists, they care, bro. They care. They might come for you and knock on your door.
Hey, listen, man. I wouldn't help out if I can, but I ain't picking out 5 million pieces out the ocean. That ain't happening.
All right. Next up, we have a good 5 minutes with my buddy, your boy, Paul from Lego Masters Season 4. Man, I feel old. Do you feel old?
You see the gray hairs, man. You know, we out here. Paul, what's up, my man?
How you guys doing?
Yeah, man, we good, man. We happy to have you here, man. And we're gonna hit you with these good questions, and feel free to elaborate as you want. Speak on it how you want. If anyone knows us, this is a free speech type of thing. So you say whatever's on your mind, Mel.
So don't say too much because you're still on contract. I don't want no angry calls from Lego Masters.
That's a good point. You're right. We're almost there though. Almost been a year. It's getting there.
Yeah, it's getting there. All right, so I'm gonna kick off the questions. All right.
Okay.
Right, first question. Now we know you're a Lego artist at heart. What made you apply for Lego Masters?
So actually, I was approached by a producer to apply every single season of the show. Due to my job, I could not do that, so I moved from Wisconsin to Ohio back in 2022. My job here was much more flexible. I asked when I applied. They said, go for it, and it worked out that way. They found me because I shared my work on Flickr. So they found me through that process. And then it worked out for us pretty much once when we applied, we got through, made it to the show. Pretty much. Yeah.
Wow, that's dope.
So I had no intention of reaching out on my own at all, I would say. Just they found me. I was like, why not give it a shot? See how it goes.
Okay. So you didn't have to hunt them down like we did.
Yourself, man. They reached out to me.
I'm gonna hunt you down. It worked out. So
when me and my brother, when they came for me, and then they asked me if I had a partner in mind, and automatically I had to choose my brother because my mom was going to kill me if I said anyone else. So was that the case for you? Did you say, all right, well, I have to get my sister, or was it how did that work out?
What can I say here? I will say that my sister was not my first choice, but she was my last resort, and it worked out perfectly for us.
Okay.
I'll say that.
There you go.
All right. You can make it murky. You're making it murky. You gotta excuse my partner Corey. He's a little messy sometimes, so you might have to apologize to your sister later.
I mean, she knows that. She's aware. She knows that already, so no big deal.
So going around the Lego conventions, right? Sometimes folks get mixed up with people. They just happen to see you and see a Lego master. Now, many a times, people thought either Corey was my brother who was at the same show, or that Jermaine was my brother. Now, with your new acclaimed fame here, have you ever been mixed up with other Lego masters by the public?
I have been mixed up with Randall more than once, actually. At a show recently in Illinois, this woman thought that because Randall was close to my sister, that he was actually me, that they were partners on the show. We were not, so that's not what happened. They were not, I should say. And then recently, Randall was with my sister at an event in somewhere out in the U.S. And then a news article thought that Randall was me and mentioned that we were teammates under my name in the show. However, at the events, Randall was actually present there, and they had his name written down on the display banner there. So I'm not sure what happened there. My sister even told the news reporter that that's Randall. That's not me. I was not there at all. So it was really interesting how people just mix up our names quite often. Have you guys experienced that before?
Absolutely. Every time. I still do. I go on conventions and people still think I'm Corey's brother or Travis's brother, or that Jermaine might be my brother. So,
sometimes we actually play to the crowd. Whenever me and Mel are doing a show together, and people will come up and they'll say, "Oh man, I love you guys on Lego Masters. You guys who did the Egyptian thing, right?" And I will act like I'm Jermaine. I would just run with it. It just, because at the end of the day, I mean, we've experienced this in time to time and stuff like that, So it's like, at this point, you're either a fan of the show where you can actually identify the different builders. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
You can see them based on their builds, personalities, or whatever. And, at this point, if you're not really a fan of the show when it comes to that, it's like, why even waste your time? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, it happens, but, we move on from it. Whenever the show is over, a lot of us, we go back to our homes, we go back to our lives. And, sometimes the show can leave a lasting impression on us where, we don't want to put down the bricks. Like, all right, well, what else can I do with this, this new, love of Lego or this new exposure to this community of Lego. So we were looking through, the interwebs and everything like that. We noticed that you started, or it says here that you started a nonprofit in Cincinnati that gives free Lego sets to kids in need.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate a little bit more on it? Like, where are you with that? And how can people help?
So this first started in California with some high school teenager. I saw an article about that, so I reached out to him, say, "Hey, can I start a local chapter in Cincinnati?" He said, "Yeah, here's information about it, and go for it." So now I solicit donations from people in my area. I collect bricks, I clean them, I create small sets and distribute those to rec centers, libraries, lower income areas, places like that. And so far, it's been very popular. Kids love them. It takes time though to clean all the pieces. I received things like Mega Blocks, nails, action figures, things like that, things that aren't Lego. So I actually will toss those in the trash because I want to be a purist here, all Lego.
Yeah.
But so far, it's been great. I mean, this takes time. I've had various sorting parties where I'll take clean Lego to the library and have people from the community help me sort by color. That's been really great so far. So overall, it's been pretty successful, I would say. I started that back in January of this year. So I'm a year-old at this point. I will say I have more bricks now from donations than my entire collection. I'll say that. It's a lot.
So on top of your community project, and you have been making waves, what other endeavors do you hope that Lego take you through?
So right now, I do want to pursue my own small scale Lego event, start that as a series. I'm hoping to start that sometime next year. It might incorporate more than just Lego. I might have a STEM focus with other STEM based toys as well. But I'm still figuring out how that will work. But that's my goal for 2025. So stay tuned for that.
Of course, I get left with the heavy question. Thank you, Mel.
You don't have to say. You can switch. We can switch. You want to switch?
I'll say it. I don't mind.
All right.
I make a point out of every around Black History Month. I put out a post with all the minority teams and members of the different seasons of Lego Masters. I've done that since my season and onwards because I think it's important that people see who was on the show. In your case, from your season 4, I believe there was 3 minorities: you, your sister, and Chris, if I'm not mistaken.
Who are Black? Yes. Yeah.
Black.
Yeah.
How did it feel being the only minority team on your season of Lego Masters? Did you feel like you were amongst the crowd, like it was just one big happy family, or did you feel invisible at times?
I will say that I think season 4 was the most diverse cast in the U.S. version of the show. I mean, we had Black, we had Latino, there was a gay couple. I mean, there was an Asian team as well. We had so much going on there. With that being said, I'm used to being a minority within the Lego community. There's not many of us out there, so I totally get that. So going on to the show, I mean, 3 out of 24 is above normal, I would say, honestly, within the community. So, and plus having, you had Lewis and Alex there who are of Hispanic descent. I mean, that was just great having that diverse of a cast there. So I didn't feel out of the ordinary at all in that regard, I would say.
All right, Paul, take us back to being on Lego Masters. It's final night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you and your sister make it to the final. And after filming day 1, you're back at your hotel. What are your thoughts?
So, if you recall, we built the house on the cliff for the finale. Originally, the cliff was not part of our build. The reason why we actually built that to compete with Sam and Nina, they had the tree, if you recall. They had built very tall and a lot of challenges to kind of force everyone else around them to build tall as well.
Okay.
So to add some height, we decided to add a cliff right before we started the finale, or as we started the finale, I have to say. And that cliff took forever to build, and I was just like, we did not get that much done day one, so I felt overwhelmed. Like, are we going to actually finish this in time where things were going? So I was just not feeling very confident at all about that. But I mean, it took us 2 days to get through the cliff. We got through it, and we knew we'd be third place. Honestly, we knew it. We knew we had no chance of beating Nina and Sam, Christopher and Robert. We knew that, but as long as we did our best, have a presentable model, we'll be okay.
Watching Lego Masters season 4, myself and Corey, we were sitting at home, and when they announced you and your sister as being the first runner-ups, aka number 2, it was like a weight that was lifted, man. You know, yeah, you didn't win the cup, but damn, it's good enough.
We didn't go home. We didn't ever went home, so I'm proud about that.
Yeah, you gave it all, and you ran the distance, and you gave everybody something they haven't seen.
Yes, that's very true. Very true.
And I would add to that, man. You know, there's not a lot of us in the community, and it reflects that way on the show. See how we kind of progress in each season of representation, and you guys took it all the way home. That meant a lot for me. That meant a lot for a lot of us in the community. Just watching it and just seeing, like, all right, they didn't get there because, you know, they were carried. They worked. Like, they put the work in. You see the work in each of your models. Like, you see that dedication being put in and being recognized. And Grief in Lego. Columnist tears into the awaiting Lego and Pharrell movie.
Right.
Why? Why can't we live? What is the problem? How can you be mad at Pharrell? What has Pharrell Williams has ever done to anybody to make them upset about anything? Really? What has he done?
Well, I mean, this is a repeated thing. Like, every time somebody's on top, you know, only then they say, when you make it to the top, only place to go is down the bottom. Yeah, because I'm grabbing you down. You know, so you have an article states that according to Entertainment Weekly's Maureen Lee Linker, other segments would have been better served as footage. She says, I don't want to see the Lego version of No Doubt or Justin Timberlake recording hit songs with Pharrell. Show me actual footage from the recording sessions. She continues and says, it feels downright odd to watch something like Pharrell's interview with Oprah recreated in Lego, rather than just seeing clips of the interview itself. The concept becomes completely tonal distant and documentaries more emotional moments. It's hard to feel pathos with Williams' monumental loss of his grandmother when you're watching a Lego figure fall to its knees in front of the Lego doctor. So I say that is you saw the Lego movie, right? You saw right?
Yeah.
You saw both of them, right? You saw the Lego Batman, right? You watched like the Lego Ninjago.
Oh yeah.
Did you feel something when Lloyd's dad disappointed him?
Watching the movie, man.
Did you feel something when all the havoc started happening on the Lego movie set, like, you know, the whole town and the father started crackling and everything? Did you feel something?
I will be honest. I felt something only because it was Will Ferrell, and I'm a huge fan of Will Ferrell. Right over there, Boo gave me a little Will Ferrell doll when I went out to Oregon. I still got that doll to this day. I'm so proud. So I did feel a little something because I was torn. I was like, Will, what you doing? You can't be crackling stuff at the same time. Is Will Ferrell? He could do no wrong. So I was torn. That I'm just completely biased when it comes to that part. But today, I was watching a cartoon intended for children.
Okay.
And this movie took the time to make sure the characters reflected the actors who played them. So Morgan Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
Freeman played what? played the I guess the guy character.
Guy effect. Yep, the guy. Yep.
And what did he look like? Looked like Morgan Freeman wearing a beard.
Yeah.
Nice tonal skin and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that and I was just like, oh, so we do have skin tone. Okay, we can do that. We don't have to get to the yellow and call it everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We can have some diversity. We can have some inclusion. And the fact that Pharrell is stepping out of his comfort zone, stepping out of the arena of music, and doing something that's not only going to bring more people to the brand of Lego, more kids of color, more people of color, who follow his music, who loves his music. Oh, he's doing something with Lego. I cannot tell you how much. And sometimes I'll just read the comments just to see what people are saying. Yeah, it's like people will just be like, "Oh, Lego doing something with Pharrell. I gotta get whatever set they coming out with. I'm gonna cop it. I'm gonna get it." Or, "Oh, my kids. I'm gonna take my kids to go see it." It's that Black Panther effect that's starting to happen. Yeah, people went out to Black Panther, never seen a Marvel movie a day in their life. I'm sitting in a movie theater with a bunch of people sitting there like asking, "Oh man, this is gonna be something at the end." If you don't stay to the end and watch the end credits, man, you new to this. You know, it's a great film. We're starting to see that, and people all the crabs are coming out.
Indeed. I agree with that. Indeed. And here's the thing: is that when you pick up a book and you read a novel, the book without any pictures and stuff like that, you leave things up to your imagination. And here you have a movie, a biopic, and he's leaving the imagination up to you by using Lego pieces, right? By using Lego pieces, and at the same time, he still protects those that are around him. You don't need to know what grandma looked like. You don't. So you already know what Oprah looks like. You already know what No Doubt looks like. You already know what they look like. So you make it interesting, and you use Lego instead of the actual real photos of people.
People gonna hate, man. At the end of the day, people gonna hate.
Yeah, people gonna hate. Haters gonna hate, bro. Are you being served? All right, Corey. I'm going to God wand you, and you're no longer a Lego master. And in fact, you don't even have half the Lego that you have right now. You're a newbie at a Lego convention, but you're feeling unwelcome. What do you do?
All right. Let me see if I could. I'm gonna bring it back to when I wasn't a Lego master and I knew nothing about this community. Going to a brick fair in Secaucus, New Jersey. Remember, I got my ticket. I walked in the door. I was lost. I didn't know nothing about this culture. All I saw was people's models. I was like, "Oh, that's dope. They built that out of Lego." I saw the vendors. "Oh, that's cool. I could get some stuff for my Bregos." That was it. I didn't feel like I was a part of this because there was no welcome. There was no welcome. "Hey, welcome to this. This is a Lego convention. This is your first time here." I've done that. They got my money. They got me in the door. That's all they care about. Perception. I would say this. Ever since Lego Masters, I believe that the culture in the Lego community, as far as conventions, have slightly changed. Because now you have these conventions that have been around for years are now, these public days. You have people who know nothing of the culture as far as like Lego building and AFOs and all that stuff. You see them coming in because they saw this on TV. Oh, they saw Lego Masters on TV. Now they can see these things in real life. They can see someone is able to build a whole table display. So I think Lego Masters kind of made it easier for people to feel that they are involved in the community. But at the same time, there are some holdouts that want things to go back the old way, where it was just AFO, and it was just focused on the AFO, and all the AFO looked alike. They all lived in the same communities. Person outside the community that does not look like them is coming into our place, setting up shop in our neck of the woods, getting all the attention that people could be coming to our booth. They come into your booth. You don't. And that's where you have some of those issues that we've discovered in different conventions. So I think now it's a little easier for people to get in, but you still have the issues that you're going to have if you're a certain color.
Yeah, I agree to that. I agree. And like I agree that it has changed. Like, man, look, a couple week was not a couple week, a week ago, I just came back from Utah. So like, like, as a black man, I would tell you, hey, look, I ain't got no interest in going to Utah. I don't think anybody in Utah look like me. But I went to Utah on a Lego thing, and for me it wasn't a color wasn't an issue, right? But I did hear someone say that they felt a little bit out of place at this particular convention because everybody was either clanned up or clicked up. And so and it was just them. They didn't, so they had to go out and make it a point to go meet people. And then I spin it back to my experience, my first Brick Fair, Virginia. you know um Went in there, they put me up against the moon bounce. Jermaine was there, and other than speaking with Jermaine, because he looked just like me, and you know what I'm getting at. No one else said anything. Like, no one else said anything. And at that point, it was very unfriendly at the time. And I get it, like, people didn't know you and stuff like that. And so when I became the keynote speaker a year ago or so, I had mentioned about my experience, and I said, look, today, today is somebody's first convention. So go out and say hello to somebody. Make it a point to meet one person, one new person each day of this convention. Because you just never know. They're here to make friends, but maybe they can't make the move because it's y'all clanned up, and it's like, when you clanned up, I'm having a conversation with you and our clan, and not anybody else.
Yeah,
So I lock everybody else outside of our conversation, and that is very inviting.
yeah. It's that's tough because you saying that clanned up. It's very very true, and that's how we are as people. We tend to flock around the people we know, the people that we're comfortable with. Uh,
Hmm.
and I say the same thing to my students. If they're in a place for the first time and they don't know anybody, meet one person. Say hello to one person. Get to know one person. You know,
Hmm.
it makes a difference.
Oh
And
yeah, definitely. Get to know somebody.
don't be scared. Lego Masters in the Bartlett Center, the live build. This was with Randall and Nalita. Randall from season 2 and Nalita from season 4. They did a live build out in Milwaukee.
Yes.
And these are the opportunities I love to see. That's not affiliated with Bricks and Minifigs, not affiliated with Lego. This is something that the community came together, put on, and they kind of rolled out this red carpet for this live build.
Hmm.
I believe the live build was built by both Randall and Melita, but the design, um, man, let me see. I think someone helped with the design of it. Uh,
Yeah, man, they had like regular, like, and I'm gonna say it's probably like Bricklink type style pages. So it was
mhm,
definitely pre-designed, but that's still cool to me because,
yeah,
like, let me tell you, it's free to. I mean, it's free. It's tough to freehand build in a setting like that because then you're kind of like, for lack of a better term, unscripted, right? You're trying to get to an endpoint, right, where something looks like something, and
right.
so it's better to go in there just how that plan that they had, and maybe it was, Randall. He went ahead and pre-planned the build for it because you need to shop for those pieces because you want this build to look like what it's supposed to look like.
Hmm.
And so it was just that much cool to see them two putting that whole build together like that, with those pieces. And I'm sure it took them some time because they time lapsed it. And the thing about it is that the public are walking by watching it, and I think that's cool. Look, I your boy inadvertently, sometimes I show up late to the brick convention, right? And because of the flight, and if I have to work on a Friday or something like that, I'm flying in first thing, Saturday morning, and I roll up to the convention, and people already in the convention. So then I set up my booth, and I'm setting up, my Avengers Tower or my Tappy 101 tower, and people love sitting and watching me build this thing or putting it back together. Not build it, but putting it together.
Yeah.
And Grayson, the promoter, he doesn't mind it because that's what people want to watch. They want to see you put that together. Many times you go to conventions and the stuff is already put together. It's like, well, that leaves the puzzle. Like, how do they do that?
Yeah. How do you get this massive thing in here? Is it one piece? Is it multiple pieces? Yeah. Definitely. And I think this opportunity was really unique because of the fact that it's Randall,
Mhm.
and they're from two different seasons. You don't see that too often, where you got two different seasons. They coming together and do these live. I think that it was so good to see how they interact with each other, because this is not the first time they've interacted. They were Bricks by the Water or something like that. It was like a small show in Chicago, but Lita and Randall, they were doing that. Now that I'm thinking about it, me and Tacos, we do this thing down at Brick Fan Expo.
Mm-hmm.
We might have some competition happening right now. So
I would like a contract or an opportunity like that too, man. But I don't know. I guess it's too far and few between. Like, I would love to do a live build like that, and at an expo somewhere, but it never came my way. Some folks go to the Atlantic BrickCon, and some folks go to Fan Expo and stuff like that.
Listen, you gotta hook up with not in that way, but you gotta reach out to some of these season 2, 3, or 4. You gotta do that Vanna White thing, man. You gotta be the passe Jack. You gotta have that. You gotta do that, man. That might be the key. That might be the key.
It might be. I want in. They got it. I want in.
Talk to your girl Ragsy. She be doing some live builds.
She do. She be finding them, man, and they be overpaying her. All right, it's time for Brick It or Break It.
All right, I'll kick it off. Lego Masters and Lego Build Travel Memory Set. Are you breaking it or breaking it?
I would love to break this thing because our friend Boone had put this together, but I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna break it. I don't see myself. I would build it, but I just don't see myself buying it.
I am going to break it. Only because, well, not only because, but yeah, Boone, he some of his expertise is in the set, but it's from Chris and Robert, and they are the first Asian minority team, Lego Masters.
All right.
I've had some time to spend some time with Robert. I spent some time with Chris. Those are two young guys. They are on the rise, man. They're taking over. Before you know it, they're going to be the ones doing this in our house. They're taking over. Right. So I'm definitely going to buy that set and get them to sign it.
Okay. All right. Investing in and reselling Lego sets. Is it better than gold? You brick it or baking it?
Oh, I'm going to brick it. Like Lego sets. Listen, gold is like this. It's up and down. But if you have a pristine Lego set, especially a very exclusive Lego set, like let's say you get a Lego set at like a Comic-Con from like 5 years ago. If you have that in your possession, a box with some plastic, bro, that's some money. You got some money going on. Ain't one of the minifigs, like the Mr. Gold, the minifig, it's like 10,000 or something like that right now?
It might be.
Fan Day at the Lego house is coming up. You bricking it or you bricking it?
I'm breaking this. I definitely want to go to Scareback. It's not going to happen this year because this is within a couple weeks that is coming up. So I probably most likely will be on board next year, and I'll probably take a caravan with me. There's a bunch of AFOLs that want to go to this fan fest.
Y'all driving all the way there? You say caravan? Oh, okay.
An air caravan.
Okay. We're gonna make it that type of trip.
All right, newly revealed Lego 1960s Adam West Batmobile. You bricking or breaking? Do I have to ask?
I don't even know why you even wasted your time. I'm only gonna brick it, but I'm gonna break anyone who gets in my way when you getting that set. Listen, man, I have wanted this set. Now they came out with the Adam West Batmobile a few years back, 2020.
Yes.
I remember it was a leaked photo. I didn't think it was real. Then I finally saw it. I brought myself about 4 or 5 of them sets.
Yeah.
5 of them sets, and they littered throughout this house. 4 or 5 of them sets.
Okay.
Love the Adam West Batmobile. It reminds me of my grandmother before she passed. That was her favorite show, Batman.
Yeah.
That was like my earliest memories of me and her sitting down watching it. So I always loved it for that reason. So yeah, October 1st, let somebody be in line, and I see one more of them sets, and they're looking like they're about to. You see how big my arms? Listen.
I pity the fool who's ever in Corey's way and getting that Batman set.
I need that set. Speculations. The next Lego modular will be a bank. You bricking it or breaking it?
I'm gonna brick it. I think it's time for like a financial building like that, because we've been getting restaurants and hotels, jazz clubs, stuff like that. I think it's time for a shift. Probably be, and I'm guessing, I ain't got no insight. Probably be like a corner bank.
I mean, it better have a vote. That's all I gotta say.
All right.
Yeah.
Last one. Pharrell Williams, Over the Moon set. Breaking.
You know I'm gonna break it. Look at that box. Listen, listen. Even if I don't get the set, just give me the box.
Just give me the box.
Give me the box. I want the box. I love the box. I love it just looks amazing.
Yeah.
You know, even the cloud or the exhaust fumes from the rocket ship. Yeah. Oh my goodness, like that's just I want to know who designed this set at Lego, because I know they had a great time doing it, man.
You will find out, Frank, because we are going into overtime. We're going to do a special edition of PTB. So you will find out, my friend.
And look, and just real quick, man, the back, you have all these different colors, all these different shades, all these skin tones. Listen, if Lego was going to do this set, they picked the right set to introduce this. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
All right, man. That's all we have for today. I'm lying because we're about to go into overtime, but for this segment here, this is all we have.
That's all we got. We will try to do better next time.
Yes. So Dwayne Wade had a deal with it was Jordan. Yeah, Jordan.
He had a deal. He was with Jordan, Air Jordan, for his sneakers. Then left that. He went with Converse.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he was done with Converse, he signed with Li Ming, Japanese sneaker company. 2012.
Okay. If you ever get tired of Corey, if you ever get tired of Lego and you sell all your Lego, you can buy a food truck just like Beanie Siegel did. He's making a big deal in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
That's a problem right there.
Shout out Beanie Siegel.
Man's from Philly. He gonna make money. Ain't nobody buying nothing off of being
Beanie. Go ahead, do it. Make that money, bro.
It's the Rock.
Good night, USA.
I'm built for this. There is no being nervous. Well, he might be nervous, but I'm confident enough for the both of us.
I'm now from Jersey.